Hey friends, how are you today? Listen, I have been battling a cold for about a week now. Usually when I get a cold, which I don't get very often, I think I've had one touch of it this since I've been here. A year and a half, going on two. And usually in 3 days or so, I'm over it. You know, it's right in here, usually in my sinuses. But this one was a booger. And I've been battling it for about a week now. But I um, usually get calls. And I don't know if you heard my videos before. I had a hard time finding cough drops here. And finally, a sister said, oh, they have Reba Smith. So that's where I was getting it. So yesterday I was like, oh, I need to go get some. But then I just didn't want to have to get dressed. Anyway, so today I decided to go. Oh, it was interesting. Getting off the bus and getting to Pattaya and crossing. I know someone in one of the videos, I think it's Mary Golf, said something about the crosswalk and pedestrian accidents here are bad. People get hit all the time. So even if you're in a crosswalk, when you're crossing, I always like to do this with the driver. And so anyway, I got to Pharma Value, which is usually a pharmacy that is pretty affordable according to the chatter in the chat rooms, that they get the better prices. So I got there. I think I waited like 30 to 40 minutes. There were two ladies attending. Just one woman was there. I swear, she was at the counter when I got there, and it took 20 minutes for them to figure out everything she wanted. So the line were at the door. Some people came in, saw the line, and left. But anyway, I'm standing there trying to figure out, put my mask and saying, don't let me start coughing here. And then I did, thinking that was some water. But anyway, I'm finally starting to get over it. But I needed some Mucinex. Well, what was I thinking? They don't have it. So I had a picture of it in my phone, and she looked. I said, well, if you can find the guaifenesin, which is, like a cough medicine. And she's like, well, we don't have that, but we have something similar. I'm like, that's fine, right? So I wanted to give you an idea of the cost of medications, because when somebody tells you medications are cheap in Panama, that is a myth, okay? I tell people, if you on any special medications, call and have like a consultation with a physician. I know Dr. Duncan does them, and I know other doctors will do it. If you're taking any special meds, ask them, even if they charge you $30. I mean, it's worth it to me, right? You don't want to come here if you're on anti-cancer medication, anti-rejection medications. There's a lot of chatter in the news about local public hospitals running out of certain medication, psychiatric drug, antidepressant, medications for seizures, people who are transplant recipients. It can get crazy. So if you have any of those conditions, make sure you get a physician that can they know who has the medications. And some of the private hospitals probably don't have issues with medication, but it's gonna cost you. And I know some people who would go to Colombia, take a short flight for $59 and go get the medication and come back. You do what you have to do. So medications are not cheap. You're gonna hear people tell you that you don't need prescriptions, and we said that in the last video. You don't need a prescription except for antibiotics and for narcotics, pain medication. Well, I like to doctor myself. I was like, I think, was it maybe a couple of days ago, I'm like, maybe I should call Dr. Duncan and do like a virtual visit. Maybe I need some antibiotic, but I wasn't having a fever, no chill, so I know it wasn't the flu. Antibiotics wouldn't help that. Anyway, I'm gonna start. So I kind of held off, which is fine. I think I'm getting over it, but it's like my, okay, let me go get my water, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I went out to get the halls because I think I got a bag one time, but I can't remember where I got it from. So I went back to Reba Smith And I walk up and down the aisle and I ask her, like, no, we only have these. So, okay, I got 4 of them. So, anyway, so yeah, that might be a reason why you can't move to Panama because of certain conditions. And of course, when we talk about health plans, um, what do they call them again? Pre-existing conditions. These insurance plans do not want to cover anything. So I don't know why they expect you to be 65, 70 with no pre-existing conditions. So that's the reason to say you are not insurable, okay? So I found some other homes, but they didn't have them at former value. So I asked for the Mucinex, they didn't have it. So they had this, and it's got the generic guaifenesin, and she said it also has, yeah, it's got an expectorant and something for cough. So I said, okay, I'll take it. And then I wanted some vitamin C, right? So to protect yourself from getting some kind of, the flu and the cold, that helps. And I was out of multivitamins, so she got a Centrum Silver. I'm like, yeah, that's good. And then I was looking for Zetia. I use this for like control my cholesterol. Even though now, remember, cholesterol is not bad, it's good. But anyway, I wanted to go over the slip with you. So the Centrum Silver was $17.84, which is pricier than what you would get at Walmart, right? At Walmart, I can get this for like $6 to $8. What is that? Mucinex wannabe, or the alternative, Harabe. That one was only $6.88, probably because it's from Latin America. So that's cheap. And the Zetia, oh my God, the Zetia. Anytime you have medications that are from like the US or Canada or somewhere else, the prices are really high. Now this is 30 tablets. I think I went to Metro RX. They have different pharmacies, and it was like they were quoting me per pill, certain amount, like $10. I'm like, oh no. But this one is 30 tablets, and it was a whopping $86.29. Oh my God. Okay. But I'm going to tell you what the good news is. The vitamin C was only $6.50. And that's comparable. For like 500 tablets, it's probably a little bit more expensive at Walmart. But that jubilado discount I just spoke about in my video, I got $4.46 taken off this one. The Zetia, that was $86, they took off $21.57, so that means the 25% discount applied. The vitamin C was $6.50, they took off $1.50. And this one was the flu deal. It was $6.88, they took off $1.72. So for these 4 meds, remember, I got these separately at Reba Smith. It came up after the discount to $93.26. I don't think that's cheap. There is no $5 blood pressure medication, diabetic medication, like you can go to Walmart and get certain things generic for, like, I remember you could get something for $5. You don't have that here. If you have a medication that you come with a prescription bottle that is not over the counter, and there is not an alternative that is, made here somewhere in Latin America, it's gonna be pricey. So you're gonna have to maybe talk to your doctor in the States and see if it's okay for you to use a generic. Because nut medication, generic formulas are the same as some medications. Like one other thing, it would be like something like Coumadin. blood thinner. You need Coumadin. If you get the generic, people tell you it doesn't work the same. So think about that when you're moving to Panama, that yes, you can go to your doctor. Yes, it's affordable. They come to see you. They spend time with you. But if you're taking a bunch of medication, you may have to think about maybe Amazon pharmacy, or have, how some plans would send you like a 90-day supply, and then you can send it to your mailbox in Miami, and then they'll deliver it to you here. So you have to be creative. Or if you don't mind going to Colombia every 3 months or so, you could make it a mini vacation. You do what you have to do, all right? We just want you to make sure that you're making your decision based on concrete information. That is not hearsay. So I just wanted to show you that my slip says I paid $93.26 for 4 medications. Now, if I was in the state, you could use GoodRx. You can go to Walmart. You can go to Publix, also has some, but we don't have that here. So be careful, be aware. I'm getting over the cold, and I give God the glory. I had COVID, so it stuck up here in my upper airways for the longest time. And I was wheezing a little bit, but I kept watching it. I'm like, when I feel like I'm really ready to drop, maybe I'll go. I was going to call Dr. Duncan. And, and that's one thing, we as nurses, we're terrible patients. Terrible, terrible patients. I used to do that with my kids. I remember my daughter got bitten a lot with some mosquitoes, and she was a little bit, not mosquitoes, ants. She got in the yard, and they crawled her legs, and she got like an allergic reaction. And I'm doing all kinds of things to her to make her feel better. She's in pain, she's uncomfortable. And by the time I realized it wasn't working, and I took her to the doctor said, "Mrs. Lazar, what were you doing to that baby?" I'm like, "Well, I was trying to fix it." And he's like, yeah, I try to do that too. So anyway, that's my tidbit for today. I know you guys have a lot of things to watch. My video dropped today, so go watch it. It's about the things that excites me about Panama, and I get excited when I think about Panama. But again, this is not utopia. There are things you need to think about and resolve. You're not coming into la la land, everything is hunky-dory and beautiful. Please don't do that to yourself, okay? And then those are the people that start bad-mouthing the country when they realize things are not what they thought it would be. It's up to you to do your homework. It is what it is, okay? All right, we're still living our best life here in Panama. God loves you. I love you. Over. Bye.